So when you want to prepare for adversity, you are not preparing for adversity based upon your present moment or the circumstances of how things are with you. You are preparing for adversity based upon the future, based upon how things may be in the times to come. So Joseph and Mary took the lad and fled into Egypt without first seeing any soldier. If they had waited to see a soldier before they took the child to flee into Egypt, problem would have already happened. Just imagine that sort of situation. So yeah, Mary, the thing the angel said is true. Let's run away. There may have been severe catastrophe. So we begin to prepare for adversity long before, because we have already been forewarned. You already know that the devil is trying to loot certain things in your space, like he did with Adam and Eve. But unlike them, when the second Adam came, called Jesus, he was very circumspect. And so before the devil came up to him, he already began to prepare, because he was going to face a crucial time in his life and in his ministry. And the Bible says he was baptized by John. The Spirit of God came, confirmed him, yes, you will be my minister. By the way, John was a reigning prophet in the day, the latchet of whose shoes I'm not worthy to untie, the one who was spoken about. You will expect Jesus to go and explode. No one will crown you based upon predictions. No one will crown you based upon the skills you have. You will be crowned based upon the victories you have won. And so for every one person who is in this life, Jesus says, in this life you would have troubles. And in one of the blessings that Jesus commanded for us, Mark 10, particularly verse 30, it says you would have many things and also persecution. And so when Jesus was going to begin his ministry in the fullness of what God had ordained for him, he went to prepare for the devil, because he knew that the devil would surely come. And so the Bible says Jesus was led by the Spirit of God into the wilderness to be what? Tempted by the devil. And in those days, what did he do? He prayed and he fasted. He was pretty much getting ready and preparing for the time of adversity. I mean, Jesus was hungry. Jesus was seemingly in desperate need. He was in a severe moment of isolation, but he was there preparing, because he knew that the devil will come. And when the tempter came, Jesus was not surprised. And you see that when the devil left, the Bible did not say the devil left him and never came back in. The Bible says the devil left him until an appointed time, because for everyone in their lives, throughout their days and their journeys on the earth, there would always be times of adversity. And so what we must do, listening to this, is to begin to prepare ourselves. Recall I said, you do not prepare for the journey based upon your current situation or based upon how tranquil things are. You prepare for the hostilities of your future, knowing fully well with what you'd have to deal with. The devil has not stopped seeking for dominion on the earth. The devil has not stopped seeking for power on the earth. The devil has not stopped seeking for a place and for control in the lives of people on the earth. And so far the devil is always there. The Bible calls it your adversary. It means you must keep on fighting. The devil would never at any point say, okay, it's no longer fighting you. You may not be fighting, but he's still fighting. You may not be planning against him, but he's planning against you. The Bible says your adversary devil roams to and fro the earth, looking for whom to devour. So the fact that you are not ready for him doesn't mean he's not ready for you. The fact that you are not planning for him doesn't mean he's not actively planning against you. And so if you know that you have, let's use football for example, it's not every pass that gets to the goalpost, but every pass is made with the intention of scoring a goal. So you say, they're just passing in their own half. They don't have any business with us. People have scored goals from the other half. Imagine players that say, let's just go to sleep because they are just passing the ball in their own half. Before you know it, you would have conceded perhaps one, perhaps twice. And the devil will show no mercy. The moment he can get you to fall once, he keeps you on a rolling stone. Like David, lust, then adultery, then murder, then all of those things. The devil did not stop. You know, everything was all well and good. David was just chilling in his balcony thinking everything is fine. The kingdom is all within my control. Everything. The devil did not stop. So the devil's unending quest on the earth keeps on propelling him to fight against man, keeps on propelling him to plot, to scheme, to arrange certain things against you and against your interest on the earth. And so you must always be ready, because you know that the devil is planning and waiting for an appointed time to strike. When the ball is passed on the pitch, the players are waiting for an appointed time to take the ball into the post. And you may not be aware as to what touch will get the ball there. So every goalkeeper, every defender, everyone who is a player of a team is watching gallantly and doing everything that they can to intercept every pass that they can. The Bible says we are not ignorant. And when the Bible says that, that doesn't apply to everyone. Because some people are absolutely ignorant of the device of the enemy. Some people absolutely do not even know what the devil is planning against. And so we must be ready for the times of adversity, for the evil day. We must be ready. And you see, there are things that God has given to us as tools to sufficiently battle these adversities when they come. Recall that you don't begin to deploy your tools when adversity is right before you. You begin to plan, you begin to strategize, you begin to deploy these tools long before the adversity comes. You don't get your goalkeeper to the post after the shot has been taken. You more likely would concede. You don't begin to do training when the other team has already mustered on the pitch. Some of you only know that there's warfare when your opponent comes. You know, David did not begin to train for Goliath when Goliath showed up. The training happened long time ago. And the first tool that God has given everyone on the earth is the blood of the Lamb. The Bible says in Revelations 12, it says, they overcame by what? The blood of the Lamb. The blood of the Lamb is that blood that has been shed for us. It's a propitiation for our sin. It's the price that purchases us from the stranglehold of the devil. And so if a person has not been blood washed, there are many adversities that you will never be able to triumph over. There are many victories that will never attend you, because there are certain things and certain victories that are only possible by the blood of the Lamb. You cannot fight against the devil and win successfully without the blood of the Lamb. And so that is one tool that God has given to everyone on the earth. But not everyone has received it, because not everyone is blood washed. And so if we must win consistently, we must continually have interface with the blood of the Lamb. The Bible says in 1 Peter 3, there are three that bear witness on the earth. You see, when you invoke the blood on the earth, there is witness for you. The Bible says concerning the blood of Abel that was crying concerning Cain, the Bible says, but there is a blood of sprinkling that speaks continually, even better things than the blood of Abel. And that's why we must also continually invoke the blood. And one of the ways we invoke the blood is by speaking concerning the blood. Another way we invoke the blood is by communion. But you cannot have any of these things avail you, whether communion or by speaking, if you have not received it by salvation. Salvation is what qualifies your words about the blood to be potent. Salvation is what qualifies you to receiving the blood as the life of God in you. The next thing we have as a tool, the words of our testimony. The things you say when adversity comes. How do you deal with them? How do you deal with situations and struggles and difficulty with words? The Bible says they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of what? They are not his testimony, by the blood of whose testimony? Their testimony. Let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich. He says, say to the righteous, it is well. Because it's the testimony that you bring forth when adversity comes that determines whether or not you triumph. And so what the devil would try to do would be to make you speak out of facts, things that your eyes can see. Well, I am sick. Oh, I don't have money. No. That was not Jesus' position. You'd rather keep silent than to begin to say things that gives the devil an edge over you, because you see, you are a king in your own life, and whatever you legislate concerning your affairs, that is what will govern you. So you must begin by the words of your testimony to gain victory over the devil, even in very difficult situations. When Joshua and Caleb and the rest of the 10 spies went into the promised land, the reason they did not gain the victory over the land is because they had spoken words. They had said, we are not going to go in there. We are going to die if we try. And that's why we must be mindful with words, because the Bible says life and death is in the power of the tongue. They that love its fruit will eat thereof. God didn't say things as they are. No, we're not speaking about being realistic. We are people of faith. And Jesus says, behold, I give you the keys of the kingdom. Whatsoever you bind, whatsoever you do not allow, is not allowed. And whatsoever you allow, whatsoever you lose, is allowed. And so if you allow yourself to be subject to ill health, so it's allowed. And if you allow yourself to be subject to demonic manipulations, and so be it, because you are a king in your own right.